Alright, good evening everyone, and welcome to Thursday Throwdown. My name is Dr. Fish. I will be your op for this evening, but I will also be one of your casters. Tonight we have myself and my other fellow op extraordinaire. We've got Saku with me in the booth.
What am I doing in this chair? What the heck?
Yeah, I know.
This is very strange. I have no control. I'm losing it. How you doing, Fish?
I'm doing well. And we have a really interesting legacy match this tonight. We've got Boozosaurus versus Quaz, 4 seeds for Legacy Gold, Legacy Silver Conference match. Standard THL Degenerates for Booz and the Cult Legacy for Quaz, and they have brought Paladin, Rogue, Shaman, Warlock for Booz, and Demon Hunter, Paladin, Rogue, Warlock for Quaz. We have bans, so unfortunately we don't get to speculate very long. It is a
Can I ask before
yeah, you can go. You can go ahead. I didn't fully
Well, I know
spoil
it's
it.
double, so now I know it's double. Damn it! Double Warlock. How about that?
Uh you had a 1 and 3 at it. It's a double rogue ban.
Okay.
Yeah, so both
We kind of
players
figured
have
that.
gone ahead and banned the rogue. It makes sense, seeing as both players brought paladin. They really want to. You want to really, if you're not gonna if you're gonna keep the rogue up, you know that they're gonna keep They're gonna want to keep paladin up. I don't think these lineups would have. I don't think there's really any particular hard target strategy as far as I can see from either player. But we do not see. We will not see rogue. No chance of thief rogue. No chance of garrote. Nothing like that. Just gonna have paladin, shaman, warlock from Boozosaurus, and we've got demon hunter, paladin, warlock from Quaz. So,
Well,
it's gonna be interesting.
that shakes the tree up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So just looking at VS stats, we don't know exactly which ones they're ripping. What
Yeah,
archetype they're pulling out, but looks
this
like
is
both warlocks are kind of favored into paladin if it's buff paladin, obviously. Or sorry, buff paladin's favored into warlock.
yeah. Most paladin decks are pretty favored into the warlocks. Um, it's a bit even if they're gonna bring owl warlock into and they bring libram. I think the big question mark class I would have here is the Demon Hunter, where if we're bringing, say, a Death Rattle or a Fel DH, we really want to hit a very specific classes with each of those decks. So the Demon Hunter might be a slight point of weakness here for Quaz. We'll see what deck he brings in general for it. There's all 4 classes these players have multiple viable archetypes, and so we're bound to see some interesting things potentially here. Um, I will not keep the players any longer. So I'm going to go ahead and give them the green light to go.
So are we spectating first to be
So,
Booze or...
so first to spectate is going to be Quaz, and Booze will be on the top of our screen.
Nice. Click on a fellow Canadian first. Nice.
Yeah, get a little Canadian love for Quaz.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just wait for the eyeballs. I'm curious, what do you think these guys are gonna lead for their first
Paladin.
classes?
I think Paladin's probably both trying to get a first win. I think Paladin's coming out the gate first.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can see it for sure. I it would be very interesting to see either a paladin mirror or a warlock mirror to start. We get a good idea of it would be a class mirror, but not even potentially a deck mirror. But I think paladin first is a safe bet. It's definitely one of the strongest classes that we have right now. Especially with cards like Trog, and they're in the game, so we're gonna go ahead and spectate.
Yeah, and we were half right. So Booze came out with the Pally, and Quaz came out with looks like Handlock. So
Okay, so he's gotten so
Soul Rens.
yeah. This is a very interesting matchup. It does tend to favor the does
Booze
end up
coming out with the 2 Trog friends.
double Trog early. That's very difficult for this. It's going to be difficult for the Warlock to deal with 2 Trogs, especially when we're seeing a noble mount come out this early.
Yep.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the fully blown evil, which would be very good here, is no longer that great because there's 6 damage on the board. Yeah. So I will quickly get these classes updated.
I was just gonna say quickly, like Warlock, it's a hand lock, so we're looking at 55% for Booze according to VS stats.
Yeah, that would make sense. Booze has a very good start with double Trog on 1, which just puts this, deck at such a puts the Warlock at a very big disadvantage. We're gonna see this ripped, and we're gonna see Trog get. We're gonna see 1 Trog get duplicated. So it's gonna get copied. Which Booze now can go Bannerman into Knight of Anointment to pick up another buff for next turn. And the only thing that would really hurt Booze, like any bit significantly, would be the second. Would definitely be second. Second Soul Rend off the top.
Back?
Yeah.
This is gonna be.
It's gonna be just trying to heal up as much as he can. However, these Trogs just keep multiplying, and we see more buffs in Booze's hand, and we see the Aldor Truthseeker, which can just make this cost a lot less. Yep.
These Trogs are just like a mosquito in the summertime, just never going away.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I don't see, and maybe I'll be proven wrong, and we'll see Soul Rend ripped off the top here. But this is very, very difficult. Quaz is just not going to be able to really deal with this realistically. He has 16 cards in deck. Fully Blown Evil, he's going to rip it, but it's just going to double Trogs. More Trogs are going to come out. And now he's just really not going to be able to deal with it.
I think he just said the heck with it.
Yeah. He hasn't cleared any Trogs, so it's just a full board.
Yeah. So it's like, maybe he's dead? Maybe? I'm going to count it up. Yeah, he's dead.
Yes. Okay, it's definitely not 2-0. It is only 1-0. So we'll change that on the screen for sure. That way people don't think that the match is over.
So Quaz going down 1 game to Booze. Booze had a phenomenal start, obviously, with the 2 Trogs. Trogalicious is coming out, getting buff, and getting some friends.
For sure.
Keeping buffy.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a really good hand for Booze. Not much realistically that Quaz. I mean, I think there might have been some lines where you can start chipping away when you have like a 1/2 Trog or something like that. There definitely was an early Touch of the Nathrezim, which maybe could have been used, but I think with the early start plus the Noble Mount, it just became it just got really swarmy really fast. So we'll see how this goes. This next one.
So what does this look like? This looks like Fel DH.
Yes, this does look like Fel DH. We do see the Fury in hand.
Versus another handlock. So. And Fel DH is not really on VS stats, so.
Yeah, Fel DH for some reason hasn't caught a whole lot of traction, but it's definitely I think traditionally that Fel DH is kind of 50-50 with is more 50-50 with the in this matchup. Perhaps the new Tamsin makes it a bit more favored for the Warlock. But
HSR comes up with like a 45% win rate there for Fel DH versus Handlock. So.
I think some of the newer things makes it a bit more favored for the Warlock FelDH really pounces on aggro in general, so this matchup, but it might have. Okay, so this is definitely looking like the Molestar FelDH list, which runs kind of combo-y cards. So this does have good potential to OTK, but we see the Dreadlich Tamsin for Booze, which means he's going to be getting a lot of eventually being able to put these 3/3 Fel Rifts in his deck, which are just 3/3 minions in general.
Yeah.
So I think that the Jason hand early is really nice. For sure. I think maybe I would have liked to see the Fel Barrage just ripped, but I guess maybe it's more useful here when you have minions on board. I think the real test for this game for the Demon Hunter is going to be finding single target removals against this deck to remove Netherons and Knolls, things like that. It does, I believe this deck does have it does have AoEs for sure. We're gonna see the early coordinated strike here to remove the minion.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. It's definitely, this card's definitely in the deck to do some early clears. Oh man, unfortunately Quaz misses the extra damage with the hero power.
Yeah. It too quick.
Yeah, that is definitely, like you said, definitely a matter of just not taking it slow and everything.
We're just gonna tempo some Knolls out, and
yeah,
Quaz is gonna be under, well, I wouldn't say 10 damage, but he's looking.
Yeah. Okay, so they did find the Immolation Aura. I want to see Quaz trade his. I would have liked to see him trade the Viper, because he needs to get through his deck and look for like Moargs, something that would Blood Mage Thalno, something that allows the Immolation Aura to do more damage.
Might see this Tamsin's a 6. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and go for the Raise Dead Pool play. Maybe feels like pressuring the board here is more important than getting the hero card out, which I actually would agree with. I think Tamsin, if this Demon Hunter had some form of a board, would definitely be a better play, but big board.
Wow.
This really is gonna force Quaz to have to do quite a bit more than just expendable performers. Because while he can only clear 14 worth of stats with this, but maybe he's just gonna go for the Immolation Aura line. Yeah, so he's gonna clear everything off very likely here, by putting them all to 2 and then using Immolation Aura. So very smart play here by Quaz. He'll have just enough, I believe, to get there.
Yep, there's all 6 into the giant.
He has exactly enough to get the Immo Aura clear. However, he does lose part of his possible OTK combo, but at this point, I would just like to see the Tamsin card. What was picked off the top? Slinger? Oh, okay, we are going for the quest here. Okay, no problems at all. Gets to 11 cards in deck. So Tour Guide Tap will allow for the Tour Guide Tap will definitely allow for some 1 mana 6/6s. Yeah. Another massive board and no expendable performers right now to deal with it.
Jace is just not enough damage to kind of get back some health kind of deal, right? So
yeah, Jace just doesn't have enough spells on it. Yeah.
And so I was just thinking like the Chaos Leech and the
couple Leech is fine here. It puts him back up to full health, almost full health. I really don't like that this Viper has just sat in deck, the entire time. There we go. Trade the Viper away. It doesn't yield too much. It yields a Fellfire Deadeye, but if he draws Kurtrus is going to be might be pretty okay here. I haven't particularly kept count of how many attacks there's been. But Kurtrus here with like Mage Hunter like Mage Hunter kind of get through things can definitely start chunking away. The main, maybe Jace is something he wants to consider here. Boo's definitely going with the strat to heal here. He hasn't felt enough pressure. Wow, yeah. That's an 8-mana Skull of Gul'dan.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I think you could have considered Skull because I think even at 8 mana, it's still pretty mana efficient. Oh, this order is just so unfortunate. Oh, he's not gonna kill everything off.
No. There's another.
And so Booz can technically now just play the Tamsin, clear off the 7/3, and be drawing.
King Tamsin.
So we're getting actually closer to getting the. Oh, he actually got his Blightborn Tamsin. So he's just gonna go for the mill. He's just gonna go for the fatigue line. He can mill out his deck essentially, and then start dealing damage. Yeah. Pretty smart heads up playing by Boozosaurus here. This Demon Hunter really needed some good draws, and there's just no great line here. Even if we did manage to draw the Kurtrus, which would be discounted enough to play, it's still like these Furies coming so late is so unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Because essentially Booz can remove almost the rest of his deck here. In general, yeah.
He's looking at 15.
So what? Yeah, so we're gonna see Backfire to get 3 cards drawn. And then he can honestly just alter a fire. I would personally alter a fire, because what you have left in deck, it's just lethal anyways, I'm pretty sure at this point. He just taps and he deals if he can't draw another card, but there's no way that Quaz can recover from this. He'll just take tap damage next turn, and that will likely be it. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. It was a very interesting match. The Dreadlich Tamsin sat in hand the entire game. We do actually get to see Outcasted Skull, so let's see. Quaz is still drawing cards and is still going to be able to find things. Could even get another Skull.
Get glitted?
Yeah, I think he should go. I think he honestly should glide here for sure. You glide here because Booz gets to only draw 4 cards and thus does not put him to exactly dead. But I don't know if it even matters, right? Because he just goes up to 1. Yeah, he's accepted the fact that there was no way of coming back, unfortunately. Man, such kind of rough games for Quaz. The matchups just didn't necessarily. These matchups aren't going the best way for him, and even in just Q order in itself.
Yep.
So Booz gets a win with his Warlock, and how he's only down to his Shaman to get a win.
So
this is
Shaman's good. I mean, Warlock's good into Shaman. The one that
Handlock should be fine into free Shaman potentially. But we're gonna see the Paladin come out first, which I've played this matchup a few times and it feels. We'll see how Booz draws, but if the Shaman gets some good draws, it might be slightly Paladin favored overall, but I think that there's plenty of ways that the Shaman has legs in this matchup. It's probably more 50-50 than actually Shaman favored for sure. But we got some early Trogs. However, Boo's playing Frostbite in his deck has actually saved him. Also, the Devolving Missiles were there.
Yeah, Devolving Missiles would have been very important if a Trog.
Yes, you're right. Devolving you're definitely correct. Devolving.
It's it has a 1 in 3 chance to hit another Trog out of 2. So.
Yeah. Booz is probably considering what to do this turn. I don't think that Frostbite is necessarily that great here. He probably could just hero power and pass. If he wants to use the other Frostbite to just make the spells cost less, then sure. But with 3 cards in hand, it's very you do risk a potential Hand of a Doll coming in on a 3/4 on a 1/3, but as we see, that didn't happen. So Boost is probably feeling pretty okay about things right now. He's got his multicaster. Technically, he could go like Devo. He could go like Devo Lightning Bloom multicaster, but I might even like just go with the Frostbite with like maybe a Hero Power and a Frostbite just to set up. But here we go. He's just gonna go Lightning Bloom and draw 2 cards.
I've heard of it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so he's gonna opt to use the Frostbite after. He just wanted to draw and see what he got. So next turn, he will have 3 mana to work with.
Quaz's hand is quite large.
Yeah.
Mana-wise, I should say. So it's pretty upsetting.
Yeah. The one good thing in this matchup for the Paladin is that there's not that Free Shaman doesn't exert a lot of pressure because it's also looking to get towards the late game. But I like this. Boo's just gonna get out the Wind Chill. Now this is where Claus is gonna get some minions out. We have a pretty solid 5, 6, 7 curve. The 7 would in this case be Cariel over Eliadrin because he doesn't have any other Librams going for him.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
Hopefully Boo's.
I
don't know.
He has some options here. He's 1 turn away from Mutanus. So he's gonna go ahead and get rid of the Viper. I like the Wild Paw Caverns here. I don't think you go with the Devolving here. But you definitely want to could trade that off. There's the first Libram, which means that now he has Libram of Hope to get fully healed up and an 8/8. So we're gonna see double trades, and the 2/4 survives but is frozen so that won't be able to attack next turn. But we're just...
Do we see a double Devolving or just 1?
We see 1 to see what happens to start, I would think.
Oh, that's not a good one.
So it gets Lothar. Lothar's not exactly the worst thing. It's... Yes, Boost is just probably going to want to draw his cards here. So, yeah, some good pickups here. Gavel... We got the Gavel, Bolner Hammerbeak. Bolner's really nice. Now it will allow Boost to start really eating minions in a couple of turns. It would have been really nice if that Gavel hit had gotten onto Mutanus, because then it could have Mutanus with Bolner next turn. I'm guessing that Booz has to guess that there's quite a lot of big minions in hand.
Yeah, because Booz is coming out with single minions, right? So
yeah, you're right, indeed, because Quaz is playing pretty much 1 minion a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Now next turn there's going to be opportunities to play multiple minions, which will make the Mutanus pretty much worse. Yeah, so Boost is going to get set to 8 health here. And we're gonna see a 10/7 Lothar.
Yeah.
So I would think we're gonna see Okay, yeah, we're gonna see Cheaty Snowball plus Snowfall Guardian. I like it. So now we see it all. I'm wondering if I think Lothar actually still attacks through it. I think he still attacks through being frozen.
Same as the green rag, basically being frozen or not. Just I've
yeah.
never seen any action before, so.
So here I expect to see. Oh, it hit the Samuro. Wow. So that's a big hit. It does mean that the Lothar doesn't have anything to hit. In particular, all the minions will die here, but realistically, this is very good for Booze. It did hit Mutanus, so I would expect to see Devolving and then Bolner Mutanus here. So hopefully hits both minions. Yes, there we go. Indeed.
That is a very good.
Oh, Booze is... Oh, yeah, well, Booze will die if he doesn't play Brucon here. So he's going to have to Brucon for health and probably Taunt. But I'm not 100% sure. Okay, let's see Taunts. And I would like to see Heal.
And yeah. That's what you get.
Cool.
Request.
Alright, so...
Process.
He gets another Heal, which is very, very... No, he gets 2 more Taunts, which is pretty nice. Yeah. And then next turn, I think here is when you can actually go for the... Because you have the hero power for taunts, I believe you should... It's pretty okay here to go for Bolner Mutanus and just try and eat up all the minions you can get. There is a lot more minions now to choose from for Booze, but I think it's pretty good to do this. He can even activate it more than once because he has other forms of Battle Cry.
Yeah, Glacier is not going to be ideal here because it's not there's no taunt. It gets in the way.
Yeah, for sure. He has a... So Baron Glacier was summon 3 minions that would freeze, which could maybe be teamed up with Cheaty, but I just think that's...
Yeah.
It's just probably not the greatest... It's not like maybe the best possible threats, but it's pretty okay. Really, this Shaman deck doesn't care about... The Shaman deck just more or less cares about deal 2 to all minions. That's probably not ideal. But now Quaz just has the ability to clear up most of the board and deliver lethal, actually.
Yep. I was just gonna say,
yeah.
It's the climbing to lethal when...
Yeah, there was some lines where it was just unfortunate because there's no way to really get out of that situation.
No.
Oh, am I significantly louder? I'll drop my mic a little bit. No, yeah. Reisaku, sorry for the audio.
Oh, I'm quiet?
Yeah, well, I'm just louder than you. Because I had my mic volume jacked up.
Oh, okay. So you had your gaining on me?
Yeah, unfortunately I did. And that's just because I forgot to switch my mic back to regular volume.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all good. So we get Warlock. Versus hand Warlock versus Booze's Freezy Shaman.
Yes.
Freezy boy. Which is what? So let me just replay. Quest and Warlock versus Freezy Shaman. Pretty favored. So according to HSR.
Yeah, I don't really know how Hamlock does into a deck like this.
So Quaz is just smashing out tour guides like it ain't no thing. Maybe because you get raised deads in his hand, you're just hoping to...
Maybe. He might be, Quaz could be more of a fatigue deck. Could be what his deck is. I'm gonna guess, especially seeing a Shadow Ball, but I'm not. Ooh, I'm not sure I like. I'm not sure I like too much ripping the Shadow Ball here, but I guess its quest is almost done now. Or actually, it gets completed. So, this definitely feels like a, definitely feels like a fatigue-ish deck. If we're playing a lot of early tour guides, at least. The Wild Paw Caverns will provide some form of... Oh, no. Alright, I don't know. Then the early tour guides would not have been my preferred play. Especially if we draw a Netheron, because now you have to tap for a while to get a Netheron.
You're right.
But it's not too bad. Really, this free shaman deck is gonna just live on the fact that it can wind chill almost everything. And we see Snowfall Guardian, which can eventually, without taunts being on the board, can definitely deal with the fact that there's can definitely deal with the big boards if it go really wide. It just frees the boards constantly with snowfalls, cause things like that. Nice. The taunt totem gonna come in clutch in a couple of turns, but not really right now. Okay, so we see Quaz getting the Null into his Raised Dead pool. So he wanted that very specific Raised Dead pool, it looks like. I guess I don't mind this. For sure.
Vulture's coming in at 3. Get to build that up again and...
Yeah. But the one thing that Boost can take note of is that there is no more Raised Deads. So realistically, from here, there's not much. There's no minions that are gonna come out of the dead. He knows what the 2 other minions are, and so he can kind of develop a way to deal with them. Sure. If I'm Boost there, I might have actually just wind chilled a minion just to draw, personally, but I think that it's perfectly okay for him to do that.
Yeah, he's got the board next turn. Big 88. So yeah, definitely 14 points.
Yeah.
That Quaz is looking at right now. And how do you control that with your board frozen?
Yeah, you're gonna have to play Fully Blown Evil and kind of hope it hits correctly, especially because you can play 2, but it does clear 1 minion, which is pretty fortunate, honestly.
Boom there.
Strike. Yep, there it is.
Strike harder.
That's
Bam,
just
bam,
lethal.
man.
That is exact lethal.
Crazy.
Yeah, the top deck of Battlegrounds Battlemaster ends the match. There we go.
Oh, booze.
Dang, I didn't even see that coming. I was looking at the board, and then all of a sudden there's Wind Fury.
Well,
Which, like, hey, this deck has kind of gone through a couple of iterations of decks.
I didn't expect the because that never showed up in the last game was the Blade Master. So
yeah,
not Blade Master, but Battle Master. So good for Booze, and sorry about Quaz. Quaz just got unfortunate there for the first two rounds. Didn't draw well, but Paladin helped right the ship and at least get a point for his team. So
yeah, for
good
sure.
on Quaz for that. So
it's even if when you have kind of a poor match like that, you can kind of try and be a little happy with the fact that that you got a point. But we have Boost coming in for our interview. Hello, friend.
Hello.
Draft series teammate guy fella.
Hello, draft series teammate guy fella.
Well, welcome back to THL.
Thanks. Today's been a fun day to come back to. Outside of the draft, the draft was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's nice to come back to an actual series.
Definitely.
League action.
Yeah, we can say that word now.
Yeah, we can.
That's right. The dirty L word is not so dirty anymore. So.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Well, first off, congratulations on getting the win.
Thank you.
And I guess I want to sorry, I guess because when you're constructing classes for a lineup, it's obviously pretty hard to think of a specific class that you want to target. But did you maybe have really anything in mind in particular, or just pick kind of the strong? I guess right now it's just picking strong classes. I get correct.
Yeah, so I kind of going into the week, I was playing a lot recently. I was kind of playing around with a bunch of things since the expansion came out. And these were the 4 kind of classes that I felt as of late were a bit stronger. I think Warlock is definitely kind of on everyone's radar for being kind of OP in a sense. Especially with Quest Warlock literally including 1 new card and still being broken as always.
Yeah.
Free Shaman was definitely a comfort pick for me. I don't know if necessarily it was the best bring. I think technically there was 1 or 2 other Shaman decks I could have brought that would have given me more percentages, but it was more of a comfort pick. And then even though the Rogue didn't end up getting through, I expected the Paladin to be banned, so that kind of threw me off, but it ended up working out for me. So
yeah, I didn't really know what to think about when looking at the bans for this match. It's I think right now things are a bit unpredictable, but the double rogue ban does make some sort of sense because obviously when you have paladin, you don't really want to see a rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there are some pretty interesting moments. Obviously the double trog on 1 kind of sealed that game pretty early.
Yeah, my eyes were wide open when I saw that second Trog drone.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I need to play this, not now, but right now.
Yeah, I was like, I needed to play this like 5 minutes ago when we were doing bans.
Yeah, definitely.
And that made it super hard for Quaz to kind of get into the game with the Trogalicious just splitting himself and raiding brothers and sisters. So other friends.
Yeah, I definitely think I could have played the buffs better, especially when he had the 0 mana, or no, that was another game. But he ended up like clearing one of them, and I could have just put the buff on the one with the Divine Shield. I think that was probably more correct. But I still ended up winning.
Perhaps,
so.
yeah. Yeah, the game got once the Warlock essentially didn't draw exactly like second Soul Rend, it was out of hand very fast.
Yeah.
And then you found the lethal off the top on that last game. I mean, I think it was trending well I think it might have been trending pretty well for you, seeing as both race deads were out of the way. But seeing that Warlock just both of you get through your quests pretty fast was definitely telling of the strength of the class.
My list was a bit slower than his, at least with getting the quest done, because he had the unstable blasts.
Yes, he did.
So that kind of caught me off guard. So I was a bit nervous. But when I was able to play the freeze dude that froze the board, with the Battlemaster in hand, I always forget the card's name. The Wind Fury.
Yeah, Battlemaster for sure.
With that in hand, I was like, I think I just go for it, and then it ended up working out.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't see it in your hand for some reason. Bad eyesight by me, but yeah, no, definitely good job playing to your outs to get the win.
Thanks.
And obviously great start for your team on the season. Is anything else you would like to remark on the game before we go ahead and let you go and end the stream here?
Yeah, I mean, Quaz is a good friend of mine, so GG's to Quaz for sure. Yep. Thank you guys for streaming. Thanks to my team. They definitely helped me prep through and talk through classes, which was definitely super helpful. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to the season. I'm glad I started off today with the dub in this and the dub in pro.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good start for me.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, that's it. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Thank you, man.
You got it, buddy. Congrats on the win again tonight, buddy.
Thanks. All right. Bye.
Peace out, bro.
Bye, friend. It's always good. Always good to get to talk to Booze. Fantastic player, fantastic competitor.
What I'd love to see or hear for our folks out there is putting Nails and Booze in the same room together and then trying to figure out who's who. I find in my ears
they're similar.
Yeah.
I would be. I think I'd be able to tell. I have a little bit more experience hanging out with both of them, so yeah.
So, but yeah, so that pretty much concludes what we got going on tonight. Was there any other? Yeah, we do have two matches if you wanna, or two matches. Jeez, I gotta spit this out. 2 days. We got Friday and Sunday. We got matches if you wanna spill those, or do you want me
Do
to
we?
spill those? We do.
Do we actually have Friday matches besides mine? That was supposed to be mine.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, you can go. You can
Fish
go
let us
ahead.
down, folks.
I'm
Fish let
so
us down.
sad. I was so sad. I wanted to play on stream so bad. It's okay. Things come
Uh,
up, obviously.
yeah.
So my
No,
match isn't gonna happen
yeah,
on stream.
that's right. So Two Fly had a little something going on, so it's fine.
Yep.
It happens.
Of course.
Life events happen. So so on Friday we have Friday night fights starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have Chewbacca from Hearthstone Academy in the Legacy Series Silver Conference, like we just watched tonight. So Chewbacca versus Roadrunner from Golden Wisps. Then at 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night is also Legacy Gold Conference this time.
Nice.
With Agent PWEs from the Agent
It's gonna
P
be
Golden
Agent
Showers versus Wild 9.
Agent
from
versus Wild
Defiance.
9. Man,
champs.
rematch.
That's right. The
Final match of
season
last
between
season's
champs.
Legacies. The final match of Legacy last season.
That's right. Yep. So we're gonna have casting that match is gonna be some great guys that I've always admired and have befriended over the years is Donde and Corden. So
Oh, let's go.
so that's
I love
good.
I love when both of those guys get to cast. Yeah, and then I guess we have that tomorrow, and I know we have some. I think you have some Sunday matches as well.
Yeah, two Sunday matches as well. So Sunday Showdown is coming in with an 8 p.m. Eastern match with the Legacy Series again with Gold Conference. Eternal from Agent P's Golden Showers versus a new player DHL. So we got Azima,
Nice.
or Asma, if you want to, whatever way you want to pronounce the name from Defias. It's a new player to THL. So welcome to the league. And then we got 9 p.m. Eastern Hero Series Teal Conference. Had Super Chicken reach out, who's with the make a seed out of a molehill, a 5 seed out of a molehill, going up against Genji from APM Yang.
Okay,
and casting that night will be hopefully Dollar Bills and possibly Myanodon. Myanodon's kind of might be able to do the second match because I think he's got a match during the 8 p.m. That might be me filling in, but yeah, that's what's going on this weekend. But stay tuned to the events and any announcements within the THL's content announcements, and to see if there's any more things going on the weekend. Now Saturday is open, as far as I know, from 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. So if anybody's interested in that, hit up Wild 9. And I don't know, Fish, if you have anything going on for Schoolstone.
No,
okay.
nothing for Schoolstone. If you want to play, well, it's kind of a rough week for me to do Schoolstone, so I don't think we'll have any this weekend, just because of my personal match times. But
yeah, there's a few of us that have kind of jumped into multiple series, so it kind of takes time away from doing what we like to do for content wise. But again,
it happens. I mean, there'll be future weeks where I'll have availabilities on Saturday or Sunday, both for Wild and Standard. Like usually Saturday we like to do Wild matches if possible, and Sunday we like to do Standard matches. But this weekend's a bit rough with like holidays and stuff. So yeah, but if you want to be playing if you play on weekends and both of you and your opponent want to play on stream, hit me up.
That's right. That is right. So that's all I have for this evening. So what about yourself, Ichiro? Good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for tuning in, cheering for your opponents, or cheering for your teammates and everything, and love to see chat active. So that's gonna do it for us tonight. Tune in tomorrow night for Friday night fights. And
we miss you, Brushy.
We'll see you all then. Yeah, man. I miss Brushy. Have a good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody.